Good afternoon. The Jefferson County Post is here with Dr. Tommy Arnold, Director of Schools, Jefferson County. And we are going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in Jefferson County lately regarding schools as far as snow days and the water situation and some good stuff that's happening and coming up. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Good Old Boys Golf Carts at 434 Tennessee Highway 92 in Dandridge. You can get them for all your golf cart needs, sales, and service. They're a great place to stop, and believe it or not, spring is on the way, and you're going to want a new golf cart. And Dr. Warren Stinson, and he's at 113 East Broadway Boulevard in Jefferson City, and he's a great place to go for all your dental needs. Thank you to our sponsors and Dr. Arnold. So, it has been an interesting few weeks in Jefferson County. Schools have been out for, how many days now have we been out?
Today is day 5. Tomorrow will be day 6 in a row.
And so people are concerned. They're asking about snow days. So we have snow days built in. We have how many? 10 snow days built in that are there for the use of weather. What are we going to be after tomorrow? How many do we have left after tomorrow?
Yeah, so after tomorrow, we will have used 9 snow days total, and we will have 1 snow day remaining.
So people are concerned about, parents are asking, what happens if we go over? What happens if, we're early in February. February has not been so great so far in the end of January.
Yes.
So I know a warm-up's on the way, but we all know it can roll back around too. So what happens if we need to be out?
Sure. Well, we always don't want to impact vacations, or we understand people have things planned for spring break. So the state has a way for us to ask for a waiver. We were under a state of emergency in the state of Tennessee on several of those days. So we can petition the state for a waiver if we go over our allotted 10 days.
That sounds good. So parents shouldn't be in a panic mode if they have a cruise planned, or they're going camping, or they're doing whatever.
Right. We're not looking to change a upcoming holiday or spring break or anything of that nature.
That sounds good. And it will not impact graduation.
Not graduation, and we don't plan to extend the school year, any of that.
And that part of that is because you all have things that go on at the end of the school year in other educational avenues that you use for the students, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so now let's talk about water, which has been a hot topic in Jefferson County right now. So 5 of your schools are, well, I guess it'd be 6, wouldn't it? Now Talbot's not, correct?
Talbot is not.
So it would be Jefferson Elementary, Jefferson Middle School. It would be Newmarket. Brush Strong is not, correct?
Brush Strong is not.
Patriot Academy.
Piedmont, the high school, and Mount Horeb.
And I have spoken to Shady Grove earlier today, and they said they were able to mitigate everything as far as Jefferson County High School, Patriot Academy, and Piedmont, but Mount Horeb was kind of dicey. It was a questionable situation. And then I think Newmarket was also a questionable situation, correct?
That is correct.
And what's your status right now?
Sure. Both of those schools, out of precaution of losing water, we went in and shut off circulating pumps, hot water heaters, just to ensure that we didn't have any problems. We have gained water back as of this morning at all schools, and we went in and turned back on the hot water heaters and circulating pumps, and we don't have any issues at this time.
If that were to change, because admittedly, the problem is not corrected yet. It's just mitigated. So if that were to change, is there a plan in place? What happens at that point?
Yesterday, Wednesday morning, I met with our district leadership team and the principals at Mount Horeb, Sam Hollingshead, and Angie Rogers at Newmarket, and we talked about contingency plans if water goes out and we have to be out. Of course, during COVID, we had a statewide shutdown of schools. So we are a little bit used to being able to do some sort of remote learning where we had internet access outside, send home paper packets. The state does allow remote learning days and can count those days for instructional days if certain requirements are met. So, we don't want to, we want a way to educate kids if we had to not be in person at a school, and we want to be able to provide meals to those who want those meals and require those meals. So those are steps that we want to put in place and that we planned for some yesterday, to just in case we come across, we feel like that we'll be back in school on Monday, but if a day pops up that we have to close for some reason, then we want to be prepared for that and be able to do a remote learning day for our students.
So you all are on it on the front end. It's not a panic situation for parents. And one of the questions that parents have been asking is, okay, my child does not go to one of those schools, impacted schools, that we are impacted at our house. So would they be able to contact the Department of Education and say, hey, we have a problem here. We can't give our child a bath at home. We can't we can't get them ready for school. We're living in some primitive circumstances here.
Right.
And there would be some sort of resolution for those parents.
Yes, during Hurricane Helene, Swansylvania, some of Swansylvania is served by Newport Utility District that had some issues with their pumps and water supply, and they were out of water during a certain amount of time, and we excused days for some of those students and helped with opportunities for them to gain water to use in their home.
That's great. So parents can rest assured that you all are on top of it. You have plans in place. We're just hoping we don't have to use those plans.
Correct, because nothing's better than that child being in the classroom with a teacher. But if we have to do something for contingency, then we're prepared to take those steps.
That's great to know, and that should be able to put everybody at ease. So let's talk about the building programs that we've got going on. So the high school's new ag situation.
Yes.
Tell us just briefly about that and update us where we are.
Yeah, we're looking at providing a 40 by 80 ag building for our CTE department that's going to be 40 by 40 enclosed to provide some storage, vet services, types of things for smaller animals, and then a 40 by 40 open pen area for larger animals to be able to bring in, whether that's goats, sheep, calves, cows, whatever it may be, and students can learn how to handle those animals within that setting.
That's fantastic. And Jeff Elementary, so where are we on that?
Yeah, we're currently in design development phase. We hope to end that in the next week or two and look at plans and get approval to move on to construction documents. I don't see any construction happening this summer. We hope to bid it out at the start of summer and award a contract to a general contractor and go from there. Hopefully we can do some abatement this summer, but that's where we're at on that.
And Talbot is on schedule?
Talbot is pretty much on schedule. We've had some weather days here recently, but we plan to open next school year with the new addition completed and a renovated gymnasium and set of restrooms for the students.
Sounds great. So you all have also had some accolades recently. So you had 6 of 11 schools were got an A on the report card. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And 4 reward schools.
Yes.
So that's a huge boon for this county, correct?
It is. I mean, I remember just a few years back, whenever I was principal at Dandridge Elementary School, getting a reward school was one, maybe every other year in the district. Talbot has had a reward school the past 4 out of 5 years. So it's starting to become something that is expected out of Talbot and more for our district. So we're very proud of that growth level that students and teachers are achieving in our district. And
you also had some employee recognition. That's a new thing, right?
Yeah, we had a great banquet where we recognized our employees that are going above and beyond. We recognize teachers at each school. We recognize custodians, cafeteria workers, instructional assistants, bus drivers. So it was a great night to bring people together and celebrate the success that they do for our students.
So we need to mention before we get off here that testing is coming in April.
Mid-April.
And we'll do another sit down and with you at that before that, and maybe some other people with you. I don't know who you want to have, but and help parents know what to do to prepare their students so that it's not such a big deal to sit down and take a test.
Yes.
So that will be coming soon. We appreciate you sitting down and talking to us and clearing up what's going on. Hopefully the weather's going to improve and the water's going to stay strong and everything's going to be great. And we won't have any major issues, and we can just meet April with testing and then straight on to the end of the year. Also, thank you to Dr. Arnold, and thank you to Good Old Boys at 434 Tennessee Highway 92 in Dandridge, and Dr. Warren Stinson, 113 East Broadway Boulevard in Jefferson City. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
Arnold. We're gonna make it to the May, aren't we?
We are.